Everybody knows Steve's the real hype man. Steve's got the fire. He's got that fire burning. So I'm gonna hand this over to Steve.
Let's go.
Ephesians 6:10. Be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. I want all of you to say that first part with me. Be strong in the Lord. All right. I'm Steve Cerri. I'm the captain of the Fishers of Men. It was a total blessing when I looked at the team names and the ages of the men, and I didn't realize what was in front of me. We came up with that name. Everybody supported it, and it was just brilliant to join this team. When Brad reached out about Transform and said Pastor Chuck had mentioned me to him, I was just blown away. Such an honor. But most of my life, I was drowning in sin. Severe depression, crippling anxiety, and even suicidal thoughts at times. I was addicted to drugs, and I hid it. I hid it from my beautiful wife. I hid it for as long as I could, until the cracks just grew and grew, and I broke and fell apart. That cup inside of me that I needed to fill with something good, I was filling it with all the things that caused me pain. My wife, shockingly, said yes to marry me. We got married in 2018, and she held our marriage, our family, and our home together for many years. It wasn't until September 2022, I was in a nasty car accident, left with a serious neck injury, and had nowhere left to turn. It was when I was at my lowest point, without me even knowing he was there, Jesus Christ revealed himself to me. In all his glory, he gave me grace, despite me never being able to give myself that same kind of love. I didn't know this verse yet. It wouldn't be until much later, but Romans 5:3-4, we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, endurance produces character, and character produces hope. The moment I began feeling the gratitude in my heart towards Jesus, towards God, things just changed. Things started to change. I went from someone who never thought I'd be in church again to someone who said yes to going. In September of 2024, my wife, Amy, she found Creekside. And we discovered that our close friend, the Kincaid family, already went here. So it felt like home before we even stepped foot in the door. It was just a few days after that Gary Swearingen reached out to me, and we began to have fellowship meals together, breaking bread for breakfast, lunch, and I got to know the real Jesus. It wasn't until March 5th, 2025, when Gary just reached out to me and said, what's the holdup? And it hit me so hard that the only holdup was me. Jesus wasn't seeking me for my ability. He was seeking me for my availability. And the moment I made myself available to him, he bestowed upon me great gifts and abilities that I never even knew I had. And only he could have pulled those out of me. Shortly after I was baptized, Barry Clark reached out to me to do a Romans 1-8 study. Before then, I could barely read. My attention span was so bad. If I wanted to read a book, I had to get the audio version. And that's exactly what I started to do when Barry put me to the test and was asking me about Romans. I was listening to it and started to realize I need to get into the Word, the different translations. I want to study this. I want to know Jesus better than I know myself. The elders here were so welcoming, not just Pastor Chuck, Stephen Core, and John Stagliano, Jeff Ledbetter. Many elders were very welcoming to me and made this clearly the place I wanted to call my spiritual home. I did 4x4 with Gary later in 2025 with a great group of men, different ages of men, and we learned from each other. We continued to study the scriptures, and it allowed me to open doors through Christ that I didn't see before. Finally, Brad reached out about Transform and charged me with being a captain. I never once felt worthy leading up to this that I could do something like this. But each week, when we came back to discuss our faith, discuss how we were improving in Christ Jesus, I knew that there was an impact being made. Ryan actually said about the third week, and I'm quoting him, he said, God put this group together. And it hit me hard. It wasn't the Steve show, it wasn't the Creekside show, it was the Jesus show. Every Tuesday night, in this room and in all the little breakouts. Proverbs 27:17 was the mindset I had when we started this. Iron sharpens iron as one man sharpens another. And then I started diving into Ephesians. 6:11 was kind of a war cry for us here. Put on the full armor of God. I even got a little patch for my hat to remind folks every time. My brothers in Christ here gave me the opportunity to be in Christ with them and to feel true joy in fellowship. Now I'm trying to teach my kids to chase that same joy. Not happiness. Happiness is temporary. But Jesus can provide a true joy. God can provide a perfect peace that only comes from him. So now I truly understand what Matthew 18:20 means. For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there I am with them. And he's with us right now. I feel him. I know he's here. His presence is with us. The biggest win for me is I'm constantly developing my relationship with him. All glory to Jesus Christ. He saved my life. I love him. He is my best friend. He provides the way, and he is the truth. If you want to live in truth, you must find Christ. You must live in him, because the truth is not something that we could debate. The truth is someone, and his name is Jesus Christ. I'm not depressed anymore. I'm not suicidal. Don't even suffer from anxiety. Because I walk with the living God every day of my life. I get down on my knees and I thank him for every opportunity, especially ones like these. I pray to get to know each of you more and more through the seasons. And I want you to each know that I'm here for you. I'm here for your families. I love you guys. It's been an absolute privilege to get to know you, to be here with you, to compete with you, to be men with you. So we must stand firm in the faith for our families, for our communities. Christ has already won. The victory is his. Praise his name. Speak healing to all those you meet and show compassion to everyone. Transformed, took fellowship to new levels for me. Something that I'll be eternally grateful for. And I hope each of you continue to seek Christ, because now I'm living the life that I prayed for, and it's all thanks to him. Thank you all very much.
Let's go. You just ended on that, right? You're the man, Steve. You are the man. All right, the long awaited. Okay, so we've been competing every single week.